So I get.
We're live.
We are. So we are. Okay. Tagg and I we're just talking about something related to her co-hosts that sometimes you can see in the frame as they walk by on in the hallway. I can see right now. I can see Gidget's face. I guess she's eating, and she turned her head around and kind of peered around the edge of the your hallway wall there. Anyway, so hi. I'm doing what they tell you not to do in a video, and that's not quickly telling the viewer that giving them the information that they need to know that this is where they want to be, which is I'm Roger, that's Tagg, and we have a YouTube channel where we discuss affordable housing for everyday people in a completely non-creative way. That is exactly what we named our channel, in case you wanted to look it up. We've got about 100 videos there, so we've got a little bit of a back catalog. But today we're going to look at two houses, a little bit different than normal. We've got the one you can see on the screen by Tagg's name. It's 101 Pecan Street, and I guess it's pronounced Palatka, Florida. I actually grew up in Florida. I was born in the Panhandle when my dad was in the Air Force there near Fort Walton Beach, and grew up later on in St. Petersburg, the Tampa Bay area. But I don't think I've really had Palatka, Florida come into my radar much. So anyway, this is a house that's located at 101 Pecan Street in, hopefully I'm not butchering the name once more, Palatka, Florida. It is for sale for $65,000. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath with 875 square feet. It's on a 1/4 of an acre lot. It's 0.25 acres, so pretty good sized yard. Now, when you look at the property details, they talk about how it's minutes from downtown, and I guess they regard it as something that may be potentially commercial or space for a business. So I would before I pay what I regard as a slightly higher premium for that, other than what it's worth as a residential home, I would find out what its zoning is. Anyway, so we're looking at it on the realtor.com website, as you can tell by the screen Tagg just shared. We've got 11 photos. There's not a single interior shot. So most of it is like this. We can probably flip through them very quickly. I think the last one kind of zeroes in better on the property and the home, so you can see it more clearly. You can make some determinations about the outside of the home. You want to scroll through those, Tagg?
Yep, that's what's currently happening. So obviously the photos are showing the area. So I'm thinking that this is a tear down. And, so we're going to leave it like that. Great photos, though. Great area shots. I mean, you can tell the area without having to be there in person to get an idea of your home search before you narrow down what properties you're actually going to visit. I know we've looked at homes in the past in local areas, and I think we saw 42 homes. So it's very easy to get lost in home shopping. So I have to say, the properties that we have looked at in the Florida area, from one coast to the other, south to north, were, in my opinion, I believe that we're transitioning out of the bungalow era into smart homes that are fully functional for remote living and also homesteading. More and more families are younger families and older families. I don't want to put an age on it, but more and more people who are embracing this new era of the smart AI embrace, I guess you want to say. They want to make sure that everything is efficient, and being able to grow a garden and living off the land, being a part of a community instead of a city, is starting to become more appealing. And so when you're able to take uh, Google Maps and pan the area, pan the land to get an idea of what you're getting into, I think it's an incredible thing to be able to experience. And so when we're shopping for these homes and we're able to see area views like this, um, I believe it narrows down your search quite a bit. And Florida is, you don't move there to be indoors. You move there for the ability to be able to plant and grow and be close to the ocean, and um, basically have a lifestyle of in and outdoor, depending on the season. So um, I believe this home is a tear down, and based on what the census say about um, this particular part of Florida, is that let's see, it's about 72,000 residents, and it's considered a major metropolitan area because it's taking in two other counties with this, Kingsland and also Jacksonville. And so it's just trying to combine an area that is surrounded by a body of water and also land water as well, to create this um, community that's not city based but more town based. And so um, take time, look it up, and see what this area has to offer before jumping the gun. I mean, as you can tell from the photos, that they are very appealing to rebuild something that's going to be um, aligned with your lifestyle. So that's all I'm saying. And if you have any other comments you'd like to add.
Yeah, I do. Actually, let's go ahead and go to the second house, because I think we've kind of hit up against our time that we want to spend on the two individual houses. Um, we also want to talk about, I actually do want to throw in something about the house, but go ahead and take us to the other house or get us ready for it. Tagg mentioned that she thought it'd be a teardown because often, these houses are just complete disasters on the inside. And I certainly am not taking anything away from that, except that the one thing I did notice when I looked at the photos before, when I chose this house to review today, it looks like it's got the concrete block type construction that is common for homes in Florida. And that, tells me that you may just be able to gut it, and leave the shell, especially if the roof is okay and in decent condition. And be honest, while it looked like a metal roof, that is some of the roughest looking metal roof sheets I have seen. And I think I remember saying that comment on another house not that long ago, where it looked like they just, had them out on the back 40 and drove the tractor across them back all the time before they decided to put them on a roof. Anyway, with that being said, maybe the roof and the structure that supports the roof is in good shape. And of course, the concrete block walls are going to be pretty impervious to rot and that sort of thing.
So, yeah, let's move on to the other house now.
Yes, let's.
We have that up and ready to go.
All right. So, real briefly, both houses were built in between the late 50s and the early 60s. One was 1961. That's the first one we looked at. And this one that we're looking at now, I believe it's 1957. So, yes. And it's kind of like a sweet spot, because when you look at a house, you're concerned, of course, about appearance, but you're also wanting to be aware of the situation with the mechanical systems, your plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and or roof, windows and doors, those kinds of things. There was never, during the time both of these houses were built, none of those things had really bad stuff going on with them, if I can call it that. The only thing they probably could have is perhaps asbestos. They used it a lot in tile and insulation during certain era. It's possible some of that's still in there. Also, lead-based paint wasn't like outlawed until 1978, so it's possible some of the paint on the house could have lead-based paint. Of course, both of those things could have been mitigated on both houses, but just making our viewers aware of what they want to look at when they're bidding on a home. Anyway, I'll be quiet now, and this is actually the only photo we've got for this house. It's in Cuthbert, Georgia, at 82 Stewart Street. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath with 1,040 square feet, and it's for sale for $40,000. So, Tagg, what is your impression? What are your thoughts? I'm sorry. Nothing?
Well,
did I steal your thunder?
I'm just out of words.
It's just not enough to go on with the one picture here, huh?
No, it really isn't. So then, that kind of makes me wonder what's going on with the community. Now, I Googled, is it Cuthbert, Georgia?
Yeah, Cuthbert,
Okay,
I believe it is.
It's in Randolph County. Hello, it's in Randolph County, Georgia. And so when I look up the information about that, this is what the latest news has to say about it, is that in 2019 there was 3,520 people there. Now in 2024 there is 2,912 people there. And so I'm like, okay, well, how is the economy here? from 2019 to 2024, that's kind of a big drop from 35 to 29. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, 2020 happened and that disaster. A lot of people are no longer with us. So then I'm like, okay, well, what about the jobs? Are there any jobs here? So looking at the condition of the property, my mind is spinning with so many different conversations of, keep looking because unless it is on like what I would want to have, as far as between 2 to 5 acres, I really wouldn't be interested in the property because of the condition of what I see outside. I don't think it has very good bones. And so there's a lot of things that go into play when you're thinking about relocation versus, oh, is the house pretty? Will I have neighbors like me? Would my children fit into the school system? And what's the resale value in case I don't like it? Will I be able to get out of this? There is a lot more that goes into finding a home someplace else that you can create something magical in. And so when there's only one photo or two photos or only exterior photos, I'm going to dig deeper into the county, into what's to do, where to go, what to eat, the school district, the city and zoning laws. Will I be able to plant here? Will I be able to have a chicken coop or not, you know. So these are the things that I think about when I see properties like this and I'm looking to relocate. So because I have had a team of agents in the past on my team to provide relocation services for people who are relocating from one state to another state with their job. I really held a tight ship. I ran a tight ship, and so um, in today's age or in today's time, you might not be relocating with your company. You just might be self-relocating. And I gotta say it, you know, brokers really need to manage this a little bit better when you only have one photo. This might be the homeowner might just say, look, you know, we're not ready on the inside. Here's the outside, but in case somebody is interested, I say don't do that. If the home is not ready to be sold, don't sell it. This is inventory that goes into account for data and how the real estate industry pull their numbers and how job placements are and job growth is factored in. And it's little irritating stuff like this, that the home is not prepared, it's not ready to be on the market, don't put it on there. And so what are you going to do when you come across this and it's a seller's market? You might get lucky, but you're going to be you're not going to get what you think you should get out of the home. Wait until the home is until you're ready to sell a home where you can do photos of the inside. And it doesn't have to be remodeled. I think that's a really big misunderstanding when it comes to putting your home on the market. All you have to do is just clean it up. People want to see what they're getting into, and with social media and AI and just being in a smart community that we're in, they want to know, people want to know the lay of the land. They want to see the holes in the ceiling, the cracks in the walls, you know, the plumbing, the mold. They want to see this so they can have an idea of a dollar amount to go in with this. That's part of their budget to fix it up. There's no reason to have fake media in the real estate industry. This is a huge purchase, whether if you're doing it for yourself or for a business. I believe that when you put that house on the market, you should be ready to accept offers, period. So there's not very much growth in this town. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be aware of opportunities that I could offer to the community, and the community can offer back. There has to be an equal exchange of energy, or there's just going to be total chaos and a breakdown, and you're probably not going to want to root there. You're going to sell it and move on. And it takes money and it takes time in order to make these things happen. So that's my soapbox. Any comments?
All right. Well, thank you. And I guess at this point, I was going to say if you wanted to take a look at the street view of the house to give you any help at all, but I don't know if we really have the time for it. Looks like by now, if you want to do a quick tour of that, maybe I can make my closing remarks.
Yeah. Let's
All right.
take a spy in the neighborhood. Even though I can't really find anything about this home that I would want to salvage. This is the house that is in the neighborhood. I'm not saying that I would tear this house down because it's ugly. No, if it has good bones, I'm going to salvage it, you know. If it's poorly maintained, what you have is a money pit. because it's going to take a lot more to make this a sound structure than it would be starting from scratch. And you don't have to develop brand new land in order to have a brand new home. So you decide to tackle this project, you're actually bringing a blessing to the community, because what this does is that it brings up the property value for the other homes in the neighborhood. And then it also sparks the rest of the neighborhood to make improvements to their home. If they can't do it, then, they just can't do it. It doesn't mean that you have to go and develop more properties, and because when you develop a land, there's flooding zones, and there's springs under the land that makes it unstable. There's so many factors in. When you have a perfectly good piece of property here, and it's just a matter of removing the current structure or resalvaging it. There's only two decisions. Utilities are already there. You're not recreating the wheel. You're able to pick up and continue on as life has it. So, there's no more, developmental issues and more counties and red tape and bureaucratic stuff that you have to go to. It's already here. So you have two decisions. You can either salvage it, or you can rebuild. Simple enough. And bless your neighborhood in the process of it. This increases the property value to the other homes. No one says you have to build a mansion. I mean, who can really use 18 rooms? Who can use more than 6 rooms? I mean, come on. Live within your means, which I know is something that is very hard to do, but it's not that difficult to try. So this is where I'm at, and I know we need to keep our videos to a certain length, so I'm done with this. And if you'd like to,
why don't you go ahead and close us out today, Tagg, and thank y'all for being here and watching our video.
Okay. All right. Well, I like to remind everyone that your dream home just might be a DIY away. If you're into fixer-uppers or homegrown gardens, this channel is your go-to for real freedom through affordable living and homesteading. If you have a property you would like to share, and no, I will not bash it. I'm not that kind of person, but just make sure it's ready to be seen, and you're ready to receive an offer on it. Or if you have an area of interest that you would like more information about, post a link in the comment section and share your information. At the end of the day, it's about people helping people, and we will catch you next video.